Let's jump into it. Maryland Eastern Shore is catching 16.5 in Greenville, North Carolina. Oh boy, Maryland, you can Eastern Shore. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. This is a simple, easy lock. Here's what I'm thinking. Maryland Eastern Shore, all their best players left. They were actually kind of a darling of mine last year, but they suck. All right. They really suck. I've watched them a couple times this year, and to think that you're just going to be able to walk in to Greenville, North Carolina, to Mings, get the fuck out of here. Because
when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina. You don't come to East Carolina. You don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
This is a simple play. I'm just going to go ahead and say you guys should be following me right now. Let's go.
This is an island game.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust me. When you're in Great Greenville, you feel like you're on a fucking island. All right. What are you doing here, buddy?
I see everybody in the chat loves ECU. I gave out Maryland Eastern Shore on the money line against Penn. Let's do a battle. Give the people what they want. Give me Eastern Shore and the points. ECU wins by 13. Let's go.
Oh man.
Give me the Hawks. Give me the
you
Hawks.
Saved yourself by saying ECU still wins by 13, but
yeah, Eastern Shore ain't gonna win the game.
Check that door for heat, Tim.
Where the hell is? Here we go. We got a lock battle. East Carolina with Pick Dundee. Maryland Eastern Shore with Mac. What are you doing?
All right, I've got to jump in here and earn favorite co-host. Lock up the fucking Pirates in this island game.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Now we are talking. I mean, it's a pretty simple play.
It is. It is a pretty simple play. I mean, if it is a pretty simple play, if you look at Maryland Eastern Shore's games here, they lose by 20 to Temple, they lose by 19 to Longwood, they lose by 20 to Notre Dame, and they lose by 37 to Liberty. The only win against a D1 opponent mixed in there was Penn after Penn's win against Villanova. Write that one off.
On the money
They've
line,
gotten
baby.
blown out every other game. It was just a very nice spot.
Come along with the Snorks. Swim along with the Snorks. So much to see waiting for you and me. Have some fun with the Snorks.
You're ignoring the sandwich spot, Noah. They coming off Wilmington and they got South Carolina on deck.
Let me tell you, ECU doesn't ever look ahead at anything. All right. They're in the moment. They're in the fucking moment. All right.
It took an 80-footer to beat Kennesaw.
That was designed. How do you really get the city behind you? You practiced that all week, motherfucker. All right. Let's go. All right. Next up, Iowa, Purdue, Big Ten Network. Wow. Purdue off a loss. Purdue's laying 12.5, but it's in West Lafayette. I will lay the 12.5. What are you doing here?
I feel like everybody's going to bet this game because it's like the most enticing game on the slate. I'm going to stay away from this one. I'll bet all the other trash games off the board. I'll take the points to Iowa. I feel like this game is always a 10 to 15 point game. I'd be on Iowa and lock it, but Purdue's off the loss, so I'm going to stay away.
Furman is catching 11.5 at Arkansas. Give me the 11.5 in the Paladins. Arkansas just beat Duke. They've been walking around town with big dick energy everywhere. All right. You think they've been focusing on fucking Furman? No. They got Nolan Richardson probably bringing them out in the fucking Cadillac like they're fucking John F. Kennedy going around town. You know what I mean? They're going to be fine. All right. But yeah, give me Furman plus the points. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll join you because Furman's also got Oklahoma on deck, and that's like they play that at that neutral site, so both those teams get up for that game. You look at Furman too, almost beat Princeton on the road, lost by 1, lost to UAB by 6. They've been playing better. They're live in this game.
Yeah, Rob, I took I laid the points with Purdue, buddy.
You did?
Yeah, I said that. Furman is a lock. You ready for a nice lock? San Jose State's going to go into Fargo and win. They're not losing 3 in a row. Tim Miles plus 2.5 in Fargo. Bring it on. Sparty's not losing 3 in a row. What are you doing here?
Lock battle. I bet this at +1 at the open. I'll bet it right now too. They're going to drill San Jose State. Rematch, revenge from a week ago. The Bison roll here in Fargo.
No,
you don't want to come up to Fargo.
No.
The pretty boys from South
No. Tim Miles ain't losing 3 in a row. He's not going to lose 3 in a row. He's too good of a coach. Arkansas State is catching 24.5 at Bama.
Noah Bieniek.
I mean, we got to take the points, right?
Yeah, and Noah's going to lock it. I'm going to stay off a lock just because Bama's off the loss and they drill teams at home. But it is a note for everybody. Purdue and Alabama play on Saturday, so it's a look ahead for both in a way.
Bama does drill these teams.
I know. Noah's got some good nuggets, so why to take Arkansas State? He'll let you know.
Yeah, Max being humble and deterring it all to me, but I mean, he talked me into it even more. Arkansas State's head coach Bryan Hodgson, he's a former assistant of Nate Oats at Alabama. I mean, one reason that there's a couple that I think why Alabama is not as good here at the beginning of the season is because, I mean, he lost every assistant that was on his staff last year. He also lost a boatload of production, and this is a mid-major all-star team that just is going to be inconsistent for a little bit until they all really gel together. Colby, the next 3 games for Alabama, gauntlet: Purdue, Creighton, Arizona. Arkansas State was one of the most experienced teams entering this season. I think they're number 2 in experience returned. They have already been on the road, battle tested in that way. They haven't really shown up in a big way, but I just think it's a good spot going at Alabama. Short slate. This is probably my favorite bet of the day. Arkansas State Red Wolves. I'm going to wait to bet it until about an hour before game time, just because the slate's so shit. Alabama's going to catch some bets. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to take it. So I'm looking at plus 21.5 or plus 25.5 right now. I have it plus 21.5, not including everything that's going on. So I like this bet a lot.
I see 24.5 right now.
24.5. So maybe it's coming down.
Probably going to go up, man, because people are going to bet more on these 6 games. Yeah. I like Arkansas State too.
So it's dropped a point since I handicapped it, but I like it.
Let's fire. Let's fire. Shit, there's not much on the slate.
No.
Sympathy play.
And shit, I only got 1 game left. I mean, there is Western New Mexico, UTEP, and Middle Georgia State, and St. Andrews and Coastal, and Boyce and Bellarmine, but those don't have lines. So we're forced to go with this one, and this is a lock. Cal Poly's covering in Corvallis. The Mustangs run wild in Oregon. Give me the 13.5 points. Lock it up. What are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Cal Poly, by the way, we gave, or at least I did. I can't remember if you joined when they beat San Jose State outright last week.
No, that was you.
That was just me. They're hanging in these games with Idaho, Cal Baptist, Portland State on the road. Is Oregon State really much better than any of those teams? No. I'm on Cal Poly with you. Lock it up. I think you sprinkle some of that plus 750. Oregon State's awful, man.
Can I interest the chat into a East Carolina, Furman, San Jose State, Arkansas State, Cal Poly parlay?
So all your picks.
No, I left Iowa Purdue off there because I don't feel very good about that one. But all my other picks, yes. Vlad Putin's on the Beavs. Shout out to Vlad. Brian Sander goes, no, you may not. Yeah, okay. Take $10 here, you know. Justin Casey's betting on the China games. He said there's some China action you can get in on. True DGen. Shout out to Justin. Let's get to this. How about this then? Since we're done with all of the games, let's rank our favorite plays. I think the best play on the board, personally to me, is Furman plus 11.5. Mac, what's your top play on the board?
North Dakota State. They just played San Jose State 10 days ago. The game got away from them late. I like him bouncing back here with 10 days off. In Florida.
Noah.
It's Arkansas State. Catching the points. Don't bet it till tomorrow.
The irony here is my second favorite play is San Jose State. I just don't think Tim Miles will lose 3 games in a row. I think they're more talented. They're more athletic. I think they're a better culture, better talent. And I think that's the difference. What's your second strongest play there, Mac?
Maryland Eastern Shore. Just kidding. Furman.
You son
Furman.
of a yeah.
Furman definitely. I think Furman's live. I mean, I think Furman and Cal Poly are the 2 ones that are live. I don't really think Eastern Shore is live.
We don't normally talk totals, Colby, but Chad is asking, do we have any leans on totals?
Man, I fucking hate dealing totals, but
so do I in college basketball.
Well, unless you know it, unless it's so obvious, like Virginia is taking on, Wisconsin, then you're just like, okay, maybe, but you want a total? Give me. What was the last?
Does 164 for Purdue and Iowa seem a little steep? That seems like a lot of points.
Yeah.
That was one that I was just thinking to myself too.
I'll go under on that.
Plus it's at Purdue. Like,
yeah,
Iowa loves the run, but then again, it's a home environment for the Boilermakers. So
I was going to talk the people into over 137.5 on San Jose State, North Dakota State.
What did they just do? I forget what the final score was. I know that North Dakota or San Jose State won by 11. Final score last week was 78-65. So they basically set it right at it. Of course they did. And it was 134 last week. So they've adjusted it by 4 points. I don't know, probably under. Probably under with the adjustments, seeing each other back to back.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah. Probably under, 2 under.
Actually, yeah, I stand corrected. Let's go under on that game. Let's go under on that game. Lock it up. Let's go. Have some fun. We're betting games here. Folks, that's our slate. I don't know what else to tell you. My locks: East Carolina, Furman, San Jose State, and San Jose State, North Dakota State under, Arkansas State, and Cal Poly, baby. Mac, fire away with your locks.
Yeah, we got the same 5 games, and I got Eastern Shore going to Greenville. They're going to keep it close. Let's go. Cover the number. I'll ride Arkansas State with Noah. I grab the number tomorrow, so wait for that thing to get a little more inflated. I grab Furman right now because I think that thing's going to come down and sprinkle some on that. What is it right now? Plus 500 money line. Arkansas letdown spot potentially here. North Dakota State revenge angle with San Jose State and Fargo. And then I got Cal Poly in the nightcap. Pour yourself a whiskey and cheer on them Mustangs. Sprinkle some on the plus 750.
I kind of like Vlad Putin's angle of the under in ECU, Maryland Eastern Shore. Maybe add that to the card if you're looking for a little more action. Noah, what are you doing here?
So small 6-game slate. However, I do have 2 plays that I'd normally take on a full slate. The first one starts off at 4. It's East Carolina minus 15.5. You look at Maryland Eastern Shore. They lost by 20 to Temple, 19 to Longwood, 20 to Notre Dame, and 27 to Liberty. The only time they even showed up to a building to play a game was against Penn after Penn beat Villanova. So I'm throwing that scenario out the window. They just haven't covered this number, haven't looked competitive at all so far this season. And the other play is Arkansas State. Right now the number is 24.5. I'm not going to bet it until like an hour before the game because I think Alabama is going to catch some action here before the game. but Arkansas State's head coach, Bryan Hodgson, was an assistant for Nate Oats. He's going to have his boys ready to go. Alabama has a gauntlet coming up here. Purdue, Creighton, Arizona in their next 3 games. So give me the points with the Red Wolves.
There we go, folks. That's our show. We'll be back tomorrow night. Hope you have a wonderful night, wonderful day. Ride those East Carolina Pirates. And see you out there. Folks, give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. Moneyline Mac's on Twitter at Moneyline Mac. I'm sorry. Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at @TheColbyD. The college basketball experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Enter those Pick Dundee. Go over to iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. You get a Pick Dundee t-shirt. Let's go. Also, subscribe on YouTube. YouTube.com/The College Experience. It's a hub for all of our stuff. We just dropped a college football episode reaction to the sham that is the college football playoffs. We got the FCS college football experience dropping tomorrow. And so on and so on and so on, folks. Check it all out. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. Check out Moneyline Mac's work. The Big 12 experience has obviously the basketball season heating the fuck up. Check out that. Check out the Ryan and Rush show. And check out the college baseball experience with me and Noah going into full swing in February. Until next time, folks, this is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours.